We're ready to break out the old R2 keg tube because the College Humor founders cut class just to be here with us. Isn't that sweet? Then, Jason Hall from Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment takes us down the rabbit hole that is The Matrix Online. Plus, Brendan has another run-in with a sticky-fingered yet lovable valet. Well, actually, he's not all that lovable. In fact, he's actually kind of creepy. Plus, guns are blazing, property's being destroyed, and lives are being lost. But it's okay. Don't worry, it's just our old land party. Now get ready for a program that knows its Uncle Rico's from its Uncle Owen's. It's Attack of the Show.
Big up on this.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the show that will attack you and then attack you some more.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what we do here.
Yes, indeed.
I'm Kevin Pereira.
Kevin Rose.
Kevin Rose. Had a good night last night?
I did.
Get drunk and buy that shirt?
No, yes. Make fun of the shirt. Everybody on the set, all the guys, they're like, hey, Bumblebee. This is not a Bumblebee shirt.
It totally is.
No, really. I went into wardrobe after everybody said that. I'm like, they told me it looks like a Bumblebee. Do I need to change?
Well, they picked it out for you. What are they going to say? Of course they're going to. Oh, you look fabulous.
That's exactly what they're like.
Of course they did. You look great. And then
so
you leave and they're like,
yeah.
Bumblebee. It's great. It's a yellow jacket look.
Is it
it's good.
Bumblebee?
By the way, real quickly, I want to mention I played the Electroplankton game for the Nintendo DS.
Electroplankton?
Electroplankton 2 days ago. I don't know that it's a game. There's no levels, and there's no high score, and there's no real...
The plankton like the little...
Like little plankton.
Really?
But it's a musical toy kind of experience. I don't know. I'm going to show it off on the show because a lot of people are interested in seeing it, so at some point I'll probably bring it to you. But I played the import. Awesome.
Really?
Awesome. Awesome.
So it's not in the U.S. yet, though. This is the import that you got.
I believe so, yeah. It's more of a musical toy, but it's really good, and I know people are looking forward to it. I'll just say, like, it's worth the hype. It's not amazing. You'll probably get bored within a week or so, but it'll be a great week.
Cool. Can't wait to play the plankton.
All right. Now, this week, it was cute of you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Google, this is a big, huge deal.
Yes.
Google is going to start letting users post their digital videos through their site, through this new Google Video service.
Oh, this is awesome.
Now, yeah, you might be saying, okay, well, why?
I know why.
Well, well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
You well, why don't you say why then? Because I know you're excited about that.
Why is because anytime you're trying to put video up online,
Right.
like I have in the past, I've made some little videos, put
Sure.
them online.
Home movies.
Well, not home movies, but like, whatever you try to put up there, if a lot of people trying to access it at once, number one, I'm paying a ton of money for bandwidth.
Right.
And two, your servers like crash and they go down. And I'm stoked that Google, the power of Google, is actually going to be able to host these for me.
Google!
The power of Google. And it doesn't look like there's any limit to the number that you can put up there, so you can store all of your home movies. There's
not right now.
It's awesome.
And now to make it even better, this is really, I mean, Google, IPTV companies should be quaking right now. Google is going to trump them. You can upload your videos to Google and then set a price for them, so that for people to watch, you say, oh, $5 to watch my little home movie or my little video that I produced for you. Google's going to take a small percentage for upkeep, but now everybody can be a producer. You don't need a massive television network. You don't need anything like that. Everybody can be their own producer.
So you're saying TV's dead, pretty much.
Well, I'm not going to say that exactly, but this could be the beginning of the end for TV.
I agree. I mean, you got to think about it. Everybody's, 3CCD cams, we're seeing they're getting cheaper and cheaper. It's easier to edit video than it's ever been.
Right.
I mean, now
and the biggest hurdle was the bandwidth and the server space,
exactly.
and now Google's like, hey,
taken care of.
It's on us. Don't worry about it.
Is going to change everything. It's going to be amazing.
I'm
very excited about it.
Mark your calendars, folks. This was the beginning of the end for perhaps TV and IPTV.
That's right.
I can't believe I just said that, but it's true.
Yeah,
all right, moving on.
You know Comcast owns us, right?
I love Comcast.
Yeah,
Comcast will never go away. This show will never go away, but
That's right.
IPTV will be there forever or something. Moving on.
Moving on, a while back.
Hold on. And I'm fired. Sorry.
You're gone. He's gone. A while back, we featured Gary's Mod. Kevin, you know Gary's Mod.
I do.
You're the one that showed it off.
I love the Gary's Mod.
Yeah. That's you manipulate Half-Life 2 characters, different camera angles, take screenshots. Viewers take all kinds of crazy
You can
poses.
pose little rag dolls in all sort of perverted ways.
That's right. You made that funny little video where they're like attacking.
Did a couple.
Yeah, it was good. So anyway, they've come up with a comic book that's kind of based off of all this, and it's actually pretty cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was a matter of time before someone did this, but they did it well, at least. So the comic just launched today. There's several pages. Unfortunately, there's no zip file with all the pages. You have to load them all individually. But I mean, style. These guys have style. They've got their good camera angles. It's very
That's cool.
Almost Sin City dialogue, and this is just another cool tool helping people who maybe can't animate, can't draw. Now they can just pose. It's really easy in Gary's Mod. I don't know if you read through most of the comic. I did have one gripe with it. Was the final page. He's driving and the buddy escaping, but his buddy Billy Okay,
Right.
first of all, named a character Billy in a comic
you
book.
don't
Don't
like
do that.
that.
You don't
Yeah,
do that.
not
It's like,
Billy.
hey, Tom. Hey, Billy. No, be creative. So Billy gets gunned down, and he's like, oh, Billy? Billy? No! The final scene, he's clutching dying Billy and shouting, no. That's not good.
Well, Billy went down.
Well, yeah,
Took
that's
one for the team. It's cool, though.
I bet he
like
did.
it.
Yeah, there you go. All right, now, a consistent theme running through the films of Harrison Ford. I know you're a big Harrison Ford fan,
I am
judging
indeed.
by the shirt.
Yeah.
Is his ability to point. The man likes to point. I don't know if you noticed that.
Is this like the Bush, like, rubbing the bald
It's
heads?
exactly what it is. There's a site that has collected some evidence of his constant pointing. So here we go. It's the Harrison Ford Finger Gallery. There he is pointing, little Hollywood. Hey, Uncle Sam wants you. That's that type of finger. Here he is. You know, it's there's really nothing to say. It's a bunch of pictures of
Yeah, but
Harrison
these
Ford
are all
pointing.
movies. Maybe, you know, it was in the script. They're like, you have to point at this.
I don't know if that's in the script or if that's what he brings to
Yeah,
the. That's what
maybe
he
it is.
brings to the script. You know, that's
He's
the
a
magic.
pointer. He's
He
a
is.
pointer.
There's some magic in those fingers. Newcomer Greg Kinnear getting the old
Point.
the old hand job there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I like the site apparently much more than you.
No,
I'm
I
like,
mean, it's Harrison
here's the
Ford
thing.
pointing.
I appreciate the novelty of the internet. I appreciate that someone sat and took the time and captured these frames from a movie, collected them, did the HTML, and put it up
Hey,
there.
you made somebody's day, no doubt.
There
On
it is.
national television.
Harrison Ford Finger Gallery. All right, today we are taking your tech questions, so give us a call. The old number is 800-839-7880. No one does the little finger phone
Little
anymore.
finger phone
Let's
anymore?
go.
It's gone. What about
All right. What was that?
Walking with the fingers, like the
Oh,
phone
that's
book.
cool. You can rotary dial.
Yeah.
Give us a call. You can email us through our web form at g4tv.com/AOTS and chat with us at chat.g4tv.com.
Yeah, tell me what you think about my shirt in the chat room,
Well,
if you
no,
like
no,
it or not.
Yeah, so the shirt's ugly. We'll tell you that right now. But if you want a good-looking shirt, if
Yes.
you take your call today, we're going to send you one of these. No
Bam.
yellow jacket, no Bumblebee shirts. They're from Jinx Hackwear. High-quality shirts.
Cool
Good
stuff.
quality prices.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You just made that up for them, didn't you?
I did,
They
I
didn't
think.
even- I don't even think they
It's a
even have
really
that
great slogan. So there you go. High-quality shirts, good quality prices.
That's nice.
It's really not that good.
Yeah.
All right, today's Thursday.
Yes.
Of course.
Land party time.
Land party, Miss Lane. What's going on?
It's a very exciting day in the LAN party. Actually,
Whoa.
due
Whoa.
to a technical problem, we had to switch
Oh.
back to Unreal Tournament 2004 for the Attack of the Show LAN party. Why Unreal? Because it's fun, it's reliable, and it's dependable. Just like your Chevy Nova with blood. Today, our players are Ricky Van Veen and Joshua Abramson of collegehumor.com. All right, woo! We've got lots of stuff to talk to them about, and we're going to hear all about College Humor Empire right after the break. Don't go anywhere.
They are the founders of one of the most popular sites on the web. Please welcome Ricky and Joshua from collegehumor.com. Hey, guys.
What's up?
How's it going? Thanks for coming on the show.
No problem.
So, for people that don't know what collegehumor.com is, give me a little background. What is it exactly?
College Humor is a depository for anything stupid, retarded. If it's on the internet and it's funny, it's either on our site. We link to it.
Stuff people in college would just eat up.
Exactly. It's a lot of stuff that, like home movies, home pictures, like from digital cameras that people take. Like, if you're looking for a picture of a sorority girl throwing up on a dog that has a boner, it's probably on our site.
You could probably find
Yeah.
it. So you guys have been doing this for quite some time, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't something that just came out of nowhere. How long have you been running the site for?
It's been about 5.5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
So now you're like actually one of the most popular sites on the, I mean, like in the top 1,000 sites of all time. Who does what? How did you guys divide this up as far as the duties go?
Well, it's like four guys that we live together and we work together, and so like we have one guy who does the design, one guy who does the programming, I do the editorial, Josh does the business side, and we all kind of like put it together.
When it comes to like editorial, you said like, I mean, that must be a rough job. What kind of submissions do you get from people?
We get now we're up to about 800 photos submitted a day.
Really?
Yeah, and about 100 movies and like countless like text files and all that other stuff. So it's like. So I deal with it, and then we have an assistant editor who like helps me sort through it. It's overwhelming at this point.
Do you get, how do you get all the rights to all these movies, though? It would seem that, you know, when you put some of these movies online, people are going to have an issue depending on what they are, if they're a commercial, or how does that work?
Well, most of the stuff's like homemade. So like people just kind of want to have it shown and like the thrill like having their friends on the internet. And like we had 8 million unique users a month, so it's like a lot of people are going to see it. And
Right.
If someone wants something taken down, we'll take it down. But most of the time it doesn't happen.
So they know that if they come to your site, that's pretty much the place to go to get as many people to see it as possible.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So now tell me, I hear that you guys make a ton of money doing this. Tell me about that. Like, how does that work? How do you guys turn this into like a really successful business?
Yeah, well, basically, our original business model was just to sell advertising. We've worked with DreamWorks and Comedy Central and General Motors, Toyota. So that was pretty much where we started, and then we had the idea to start selling T-shirts. So now we sell T-shirts on BustedTees.com, and we have some of our shirts on Urban Outfitters.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so it just kind of happened.
And then the ads just, I mean, the money just starts rolling in. I mean, you guys, this was a gradual process, though. This is something that I'm sure a lot of kids out there see your site and they're like, I want to make a site just like that.
Yeah.
But it took you a long time to get up to where you are today, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely did. For the first, couple months, everything was crazy because it was, pre.com crash.
Right.
But then once that happened, it was really difficult, and it took us a long time to really figure out how to make money on it. And we've been doing it for over 5 years. So.
Yeah. So is this the only site that you guys run? Is this like, I mean, obviously it's your main site. Is there any other sites that you would kind of spin-offs of this?
College
or?
Humor is our main site. We also have a site called aldom.com, and then we have several sites that are retail sites. So, for example, BustedTees.com, and then BigShocker.com.
I heard about Big Shocker. I'm kind of confused. I went to the site, and you sell these, and I understand, going to like the games and to root for your team. But how does this work exactly?
Well, basically, like, let's say you're taking a special lady out on a romantic evening, like to Applebee's.
Kevin Rose, I'll deal with you later. Come with me, young man.
I have rights.
You've been censored.
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
We can't really
Rest of that
talk
later.
about the Shocker. Looks like, well, you guys will have to stay around and play in our LAN party then. And, welcome back. All right. You dealt with him then, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So for more side-splitting action and fun, check out collegehumor.com. Up next, we have our hands on the ultimate home gadget for filling every room in your house with music. And, he's gone again. And we'll see what the valet does with Brendan when Attack of the Show comes back.
All right, Kevin, lots of companies have been making solutions for sharing digital music,
Yes.
right? Especially wirelessly and throughout your house.
You should have seen how many I saw at CES. There was a ton of them.
There were.
Yeah, I'm serious.
All right, well, let's say you have 32 rooms in your house or less, which hopefully you have less than 32 rooms.
I do.
don't know, do you have a castle with a moat or anything?
3 right now. 4
Three rooms. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then this could just be the audio box for you. It's the Sonos digital music system. And quite frankly, it rocks, my friend.
It does.
Yes. So let me tell you a little bit about it. First of all, unlike other systems, this is its own amplifier. Built in, it's got a D-class amplifier, which is pretty sweet.
Okay.
Pretty sweet. 50 watts per channel. So you got 50 watts per channel here. On the back, we have analog out, we have regular speakers out, and then we have, of course, a little subwoofer out as well. So this will power all of them, eliminating the need for a stereo in each room.
Right, okay,
which is
so that makes
kinda
sense.
nice.
So this is just your one little unit.
You grab this bad boy, you grab a pair of speakers, you're good to go. It's party time.
Okay.
Right? So now, the way we're going to demonstrate it today is I've got this from Buffalo. We've got a little external hard drive here that's going to supply all of our music, and we've got a little AirStation G54 router.
Okay.
Now, the trick is, although the Sonos is billed as this wireless music system, the main drawback is that at least one unit has to be tethered. It has to be plugged into the router, and they say that's to maintain the quality blah, 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 yada, yada. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
One has to be hardwired. Now, inside the thing, we've got 2 802.11g antennas, so you got some good reception there. And that's about that. We'll get to it now. I'll show you how you'll generally control it. It comes with an optional remote, but here's the Sonos desktop controller. Okay. This is proprietary software. You install it from them, gives you complete access to, as you can see, we've got all the zones here on the left, so we can switch rooms with the touch of a button.
Okay, so when you say zones, you're talking about there's multiple units like this one here.
Correct.
That you have in each room, and they act as a zone.
Correct.
Okay.
And we'll get to that there. Let's say we've named this our living room. This is
Okay.
in our living room. We have a cute little couch or little sofa icon. So this is our living room. I can hit play. I can look through all of my artists and whatever. Notice it comes up real quick.
Yeah.
Sound quality is phenomenal.
Sounds great.
It's right there. If I seek, it's going to do it right away. I can control it all right here from the desktop. Software is great. Software is very solid.
Software is only for Windows, or do you know if they have a Mac?
It's
client as
available
well?
for Mac as well, I believe.
Okay, cool.
And what's cool about the software and about the Sonos in general is that it decodes the actual MP3s or the AC whatever, the 8-track files. It'll decode them right on the unit itself. So you're not wasting processor power. It's built in.
Will it support, like, let's say, DRM stuff that I download off the iTunes Music Store?
That's one of the major drawbacks, is that it doesn't have support for DRM. I mean, granted, nothing supports iTunes Music.
Well,
they haven't
except
opened
for
up
their
their
own little
DRM.
player.
Well, yeah, but that's more of an Apple deal. I can't really slight Sonos for that too
Right,
much.
you can't,
because there's nothing they can do about it.
If you buy a lot of that music, it's important to know that when you're considering something like
absolutely.
this.
Now, something I would definitely not recommend if you're in that situation is stripping the DRM from your iTunes Music, because that'd be illegal, wouldn't it?
Right, that would probably
So
be
you
completely
shouldn't do
wrong.
that, so it would play on the Sonos.
Okay.
But now let's get to, I mean, controlling from the desktop is one thing, right? Kind of cool, whatever. That's really not going to, I mean, it might get the chicks to your place, but it's not going to get you the chicks. What you need here, check out this little bad boy here, this little remote. Notice it's in an off state. No buttons, no accelerometer necessary, or it's got an accelerometer.
You just wanted it right there.
So I pick it up.
No accelerometer necessary.
No, there is one necessary.
Okay.
And that's what's going to turn it on here. So this little square here is normally where album art would be. I can press play and start playing some music. Where's the music
Wait a
coming
second.
from? Hold on. It's
That's
coming
over
from
with
across the
Sarah.
room. Sarah's jamming out on the patio.
A little loud, actually. I'm going to turn
Sarah,
it
what's
down.
that? I'm sorry, Sarah.
Let's turn it down.
How about I turn it down for you? I can do it right here with the remote. Just turn it down a little bit. Not bad, right?
That's pretty cool.
Full
So you can
control over
walk
it.
throughout the house with the remote.
Totally wireless.
And no matter where you are, you can just control the different rooms.
And again, up to 32 different units, so I can have 32 different songs
right.
in completely different rooms
32.
playing.
How much does this thing cost?
Well, hold on, we'll get there. I've got one more thing to show you here.
What's that?
So now notice Sarah's listening to one song. Whoa, okay. She's listening a little too much to one song, but she's enjoying it nonetheless. And I want that party to carry. It is a little awkward. But I want that party. I want that energy that Sarah has to carry out into all my rooms.
Okay.
Look at how easy this is. I just hit zones. Right now I was in the patio, so I'm going to go to link zone, and I'm going to link these bad boys here. Let me show you that. I don't know if you can see it. Link zones. I'm going to select all. And boom, out of these speakers comes the exact same song.
Okay.
And most importantly, it's completely synced. And with many of these units, apparently they lose sync over time. You know, like one player will start to lag or whatever. Again, complete volume control over everything.
I have to say, this remote looks awesome. So how long is the battery? Do we know how long something like that would last?
I'm not sure how long the battery lasts itself, but you know, you can plug it in here, and they do have the dock as well. Oh yeah, totally rechargeable.
Dock for it. That's nice.
But it's it's designed. It shuts off automatically. It sleeps when it's down. So I'm sure it'll last you quite a while.
Cool. And then you're only limited by the capacity. There is no hard drive built in.
Correct. It's playing
by
it all
the
off of
capacity that
your
you're hooked
PC
up
or
to.
your hard drive.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Works on the PC too. That's awesome.
Price.
Yes. Let's talk about that.
Let's get there. The remote itself will run you $400.
$400 for this.
$400 for the remote. Again, not necessary because you can run it from a PC, but if you want to get the ladies, you got to spend $400. You know what I'm saying? Easily worth it. Easily worth it. Now, the whole unit itself, the units, 2 units for each room. Remember, it's got the amplifier and the remote altogether, $1,200.
Okay, so $1,200. Well, but then you have to buy speakers.
Well, you have to have speakers, but if you think about it, you would normally have to have an amplifier in each room anyways, plus the speakers. So now you don't have to worry about buying the amplifier for
And
each
an
room.
external hard drive.
Well, no, you can run it from your PC. You don't need the external drive.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
I get you.
So
it's a little bit pricey, but if you have the money to spend, why not?
it's definitely pricey, but again, it's for you're getting what you pay for. It's one of those rare instances where you do get what you pay for.
I'll have to say the design is amazing. This looks really
is.
clean.
Again,
Nice.
get you the ladies. I guarantee it. We've got a full review of the Sonos digital music system that you can read on our website. Our tech labs really went to town on it. It's at g4tv.com/AOTS.
Nice. Now, he's the absolute worst, but we love him anyway. He's the attack of the show, Valet.
Some people just don't care. Like this guy, the world's worst valet.
Can I have my keys? Now listen, whatever you do, don't go by my desk. I've got a lot of really expensive things there, and no one's watching them.
At my desk, I've left the Nikon stabilized binoculars, the phone pretender from P3, and the Yamaha PSR 3000 keyboard. The binoculars are perfect for our valet, who's turning into quite a formidable stalker. He just turns the image stabilization on, and no more shaky hands. It's great for checking out possible targets in the workplace, and the binoculars have a mode for sea travel, which compensates for the waves.
What are you doing at my desk? I swear to God, if you're touching anything, I'm just gonna have to get the whole place disinfected.
There's a baby here. He's crying.
I know what you're doing.
That's my desk you're sitting at, idiot.
I have to go.
Don't hang up on me.
The Pretender gives our valet 4 great excuses to get off the phone. He just hooks it up to the receiver and hits the doorbell, baby, the dog, or the call waiting button. It's great for people who don't have the spine to just hang up the phone.
Whatever you do, just don't lick the phone.
I can't talk right now.
I pay for good
There's another
valet
call.
service, and I don't think that I'm receiving.
And the doorbell's ringing.
No, there is no one at the door.
And the dog is
Oh, don't. I know that's
attacking the
not a
baby.
baby crying.
Now, the Yamaha PSR 3000 is hours of fun. If you don't have any talent, it's probably not going to help you that much. But it does have all the buttons to compose a song by a full band. But here's the cool part. The keyboard connects to the internet, so you can buy different beats and tempos and such, and download them right onto the keyboard.
What did I say? There's some very valuable items
What?
at my desk. I didn't want anybody taking them, let alone you. I can't...
What?
My keys!
That's an awesome keyboard. I want to get one of those.
So we were playing with it in the office
Yeah.
and annoying the hell out of everybody. It's
Okay.
pretty fun.
Connects to the internet. It's cool. Now, if you want to know more about any of these amazing products,
I'm going to call you on it.
hit our show notes.
It's all right.
All the links are there.
All right, Sarah,
Yes.
what's coming up next?
After the break, it's like the nightly news with less fact-checking. We like to call it the feed. And we'll show the collegehumor.com guys how they're doing in the Unreal Tournament 2K4 LAN party, where they'll show us.
Welcome back. Coming up in just a bit, we'll take an in-depth look at the Matrix Online with one of the game's creators. And tomorrow, the band everyone's going to be talking about, our Boost Mobile Live Music Friday guest, is 4th Avenue Jones. Don't miss them. And now it's time for the LAN party. And I'm still here. I'm back with our guests, Ricky and Joshua from College Humor, today playing Unreal Tournament 2004. How's the game going, guys?
Not too well.
Not too well?
I don't know who Crazy Face is, but he keeps murdering.
Crazy Faces killing you. Who's the better gamer out of you guys? I mean,
Josh.
Ricky's definitely the better gamer.
no, you're pointing fingers.
That's all he does.
He's got a PSP and he plays, what's it called? Lumines? Plays it like all day.
Lumings?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's his
Yeah,
top
what are you
choice
gonna
right
do?
now.
Lumines.
Lumines, whatever.
That's it. All right. You guys are hardcore gamers.
We're really good.
Cool. So now you guys started now. Did you start in your dorm room? Is that where you guys started out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
So that's where the site actually started too, right?
Yeah. Ricky and I, we were friends from middle school and then just started it my first semester of freshman year of college.
Nice. And then I take it you're not in the dorm room anymore.
No, not anymore.
Yeah.
Although a lot of people might like to think so.
Nice office.
It's all right.
Awesome. Very cool. So you guys keep gaming.
All right.
I won't hold you back. Be sure to check out Ricky and Joshua's site at collegehumor.com. And now it's time for the feed.
All right, here's something you will never hear on a late-night infomercial. This state-of-the-art ionizing air filter doesn't actually clean the air at all. Buy it now and we'll throw in lung cancer absolutely free. That's right, according to Consumer Reports, that's exactly what an ad for 6 of the most popular ionizing cleaners on the market, most notably Sharper Images Ionic Breeze, should say. The magazine found that in addition to not doing a hell of a lot in the cleaning department, they released dangerous and possibly lung-damaging levels of ozone into the air. Ouch. The public will now just have to sit tight and wait for the companies involved to pull the products and reimburse anybody who bought one. Right. The Screen Actors Guild, which is kind of like the NHL Players Association, except people would actually notice if they went on strike, is hoping to avoid having to take a hard line against the video game industry. With video game tie-ins becoming as ubiquitous as unnecessary remakes, actors have been asked to donate their voices and likenesses more often than ever before. SAG is currently negotiating with more than 70 video game publishers, asking for, naturally, a juicier cut of the digital pie. With more people willing to play as Riddick than watch him on screen, we can see why. Researchers have discovered that women actually aren't attracted to men who engage in daredevil behavior, preferring cautious guys instead. This study, not surprisingly, was conducted by, oh so politely, by English scientists between cups of tea and a randy match of cricket. The study says that women are turned off by men who engage in risky activities such as bungee jumping and skydiving, viewing these things as pointless gambles. But the biggest bombshell in the study claims that women prefer, and get this, men with high social status. No, really? That probably explains why the guys on Cribs get all the women. Well, Jackass is more of a sausage party than Oktoberfest. And finally, a gambling website with a knack for branding its name in bizarre places in order to generate free publicity is at it again. The company in question, which, by the way, is not PartyPoker.com, and it's also not Roxy Palace. Actually, it isn't even Big Easy Casino Online. No, none of those. Actually, this particular website bid $650,000 in an online charity auction for the right to name a new species of monkey. The company we're referring to frequently engages in these types of stunts, secure in the knowledge that news outlets will report on their name and thus get their name out to a wider audience. The monkey, according to the rules of the auction, will be named after the company. So the monkey is not going to be called Bets.com, in case you were wondering. No. And that is the feed. I'm out of here!
Wow.
It must be nice. They make so much money, those gambling sites, that they can just buy the names to everything.
It's easier than buying commercial time.
What would you buy if you just had all that money?
Ooh, I don't know.
Rights to what?
Probably you. I would just own you and make you, and I'd flick Cheetos at you and make you tap dance or something.
I'd probably do it for the right price.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'd buy you a new shirt, honestly.
Yeah, dude, stop hating on the freaking Bumblebee shirt.
I asked you to change it, man.
I like it.
All right, fair enough. You were mad about the Ionic Breeze thing, though.
I was. Ionic Breeze is pissing me off.
Wow.
No, I was gonna buy one of those things. I was looking for an air filter. I'm not kidding. This is not a freaking joke. I was looking for the air filter the other day, and I thought it might be a good one, and it had it at the Bed Bath & Beyond, and it looked pretty cool. And it was collecting all
You were strolling through Bed Bath & Beyond?
I do that from time to time.
Awesome. What'd you do on Saturday?
Dude, I
went down to the old Home Depot and took a swing by IKEA, just for kicks. Good time. Coming up, Sarah's got another damn good website for you, and Jason Hall from Warner Brothers Interactive will take us inside The Matrix Online.
The feed is brought to you by Doritos. Don't hesitate, don't procrastinate, don't wait to be great. Visit INNW.com.
All right, our next guest founded Monolith way back in 1994 and is currently the Senior Vice President of Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment. Not a bad title. Here to talk about their latest game, The Matrix Online, it's none other than Jason Hall. And the 13-year-old girl starts screaming, and they're shaking their posters. It's like TRL outside when you show up in your limo.
No such thing. No.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's get right to it. Matrix Online.
Yes.
I know you get the question a lot, but it's important. There's a lot of MMOs out there. It was a big year: City of Heroes, World of Warcraft, EverQuest 2. Matrix Online, is it just another game, or is it going for a different audience? Is there something that's going to separate it?
Yes. The answer is yes.
All right, moving on. Oh, sorry. No, details are good, please.
No, listen. The massively multiplayer online game experience has been of a certain type in general, as we've plowed forward. What we endeavored to do...
Nerds who like dragons? It's okay to say.
You know what? Don't knock the nerd dragons out. Hey, I'll play. It's just that what we wanted to do was build a game that could be a conduit for storytelling.
Right.
Continuous storytelling. And so when you take something as complex as a massively multiplayer environment and try to propel a story through it, there's design challenges, there's an expectation in terms of what the users are going to come in thinking they're going to get, but then they're going to get something else.
Sure.
So it's been a challenge, but our eventual delivery of The Matrix Online has resulted in a unique experience that's relative to other MMOs.
Now, when you have hundreds of thousands of players on a game server, they're all running around. How can you make it a unique experience for each one, or is it supposed to be?
Well, to a certain extent, it's difficult to make it unique for each person,
Sure.
other than the fact that they know as they participate in the game, what they do cumulatively counts for real in the Matrix franchise.
Okay.
It's considered canon. Supplementing that, though, we have what we like to refer to as a live team, which is people who are literally sitting and they're paid to take on the persona of major characters in the game and non-major characters to propel the storyline forward and quite literally interact with you on a one-to-one basis, so that way there are moments where you have an individual experience and no one else can have.
Right.
And what we found is the end result of that is that the users really, really are enjoying that.
Very nice. Okay, now, movies to video games.
Okay.
Let's go there, because we've seen some successful adaptations. We've seen Riddick. We've seen Tron 2.0 was a great adaptation in some ways. There's been lots of successful games. GoldenEye, all the 007 games. Video games to movies, not so much. If you look at what the Uwe Bolls have been churning out, and even Mario Brothers from back in the day.
Right.
Why do you think that would you agree in the assessment that hasn't been working, the whole video game to movie franchise?
Well, I would say that there are a number of challenges when you do something like that. I'm the first one to say not all movies should be games, and not all games should be movies.
Right.
A lot of games have given no thought to the kind of depth and emotional motion that you need in a film to be compelling. So I'm not surprised that when you say, wow, a video game is successful, let's just quickly make it into a movie, that it doesn't work out and it doesn't really captivate the audience.
Now, see, how do you see yourself involved with that equation? Are you trying to bridge any gaps, make anything better?
Well, not so much me specifically,
right.
But Warner Brothers
as a whole, then.
As a whole, is looking at the video game industry as a legitimate place to tell stories, a legitimate place to take content and create original content in. There's sort of a long view that the studio takes towards this. And so my small role in that is to help the studio identify, what might make sense for us to develop as a video game. Also, you'll have our studio also looking at video games, thinking maybe this should be a movie. We're able to compile data, provide some insight into what went on behind this content, and help make sure that this is a kind of decision that we all want to make as a studio.
Right. Okay, now I have to ask about the quality standard. Jason.
Okay. Yes.
Well, please, maybe you can summarize it for our viewers out there. Last year you came out, we're talking about the quality standard and royalty rates, and care to explain that?
Sure. On the surface, people reacted to the quality standard when we announced that we were doing that in a very alarmist way, assuming that
I freaked out, quite frankly. I started breaking stuff on the
And I
cubicle.
understand that, because the assumption is that Warner Brothers is a big company and they're going to do it in a big company way, and there's really no thought to it. The whole point of the quality standard is to specifically target exploitive behavior with a license that somebody else is taking of Warner Brothers and trying to leverage to do something. It's fine to try to take a property and really, work with the momentum that it has. But you get into a different scenario when your game is maybe just barely good, but you have a strong license and you're going to make your sales numbers whether or not you spend that extra money to get the game out. So invariably, it's not even like people are intending bad things. The economics work out such that why spend that extra money to get the game, to make the game better? They wouldn't do that with an original title.
Well, now, if we look at something like Matrix Online, then, and we look at game rankings, we look at the meta filter, we look at all those, it's a little bit below that threshold that you set. So what kind of punishment do you give that company, or do you give them anything like that?
Well, first of all, the idea that the quality standard is supposedly designed to be a punitive situation. Right. Generally, any sort of situation that you get into with regards to this is you have to be able to discuss it.
Sure.
Now, in the case of the Matrix Online, we're only seeing a few reviews right now, and normally under the set of the quality standard, we wait for 2 or 3 months so they all can roll in, so you don't have it colored in one direction or the other. But again, even in the case that the Matrix Online, which we feel strongly about, that there was not an exploitive behavior. It wasn't like, hey, let's just take the Matrix and try to capitalize it and pump something out.
Gotcha.
The reason you want to take that view is because we don't want to do things like stifle innovation. We don't want developers or publishers we're working with to feel like, gosh, if we try something new and people don't like it, we're going to get hooked. It's not about that at all. It's all about a very specific type of action. And, for the most part, we've done a very good job of addressing that up front. One thing the quality standard did was it brought the conversation to the table right up front about quality.
Right.
So
it said, hey, look, we're not going to ignore it any longer. You know, we're going to be paying attention.
Well, yeah, and the people who want to acquire a license, again, remember, we're not forcing people to license our stuff. Right. They bring it up first. You know, hey, we're going to do a great game, and here's why.
All right, Jason, but thank you for coming on and facing the questions and explaining it to the viewers out there. So
certainly.
I'm sure they appreciate it. I want to let everybody know they can pick up The Matrix online in stores today. Now, coming up after the break, we'll be taking your calls to answer all sorts of tech questions and break out your browsers because Sarah's got a damn good website that's apparently worthy of our damn good stamp of approval. It's coming up.
Tomorrow's Attack of the Show promises not to keep using cheap leg sweep moves. Plus, we'll have a live performance by musical guest 4th Avenue Jones. Kevin Rose has lock-picking tips for becoming the king of B&E. And Free Play Friday game will have you collecting emotional baggage and figments of imagination inside someone else's disturbed mind. Now here comes today's damn good website, Fulio. All right, so Kevin, I have become sort of a collector of television shows, seasons on DVD. For example, recently I picked up the Bob Newhart show. That's the first season. First season of Dynasty.
Did you like Dynasty?
Well,
I liked Bob Newhart.
It's one of these novelty shows I just feel like I have to have in my collection. And of course, that 70s show, season 2, which just came out. In fact, I'm one of the first people who has it. And the reason that in fact, all of these have all come out within the last couple weeks. And the reason that I'm so on top of it is because of a website called TV Shows on DVD. It's great. So you go to TV Shows on DVD and you say, well, what is this all about? You know, hey, is this really all that interesting? It's actually a wealth of information. I'll give you a little background. Started by somebody who was into the whole Family Guy on DVD movement.
One of my favorite shows.
Turns out that there were lots of other people who wanted it, wanted to talk about it, wanted to talk about the things that they wanted to see, and thus it was born from many shows.
All right, so what kind of information can you get
So,
here?
for example, if you just think, well, you know, I liked this show way back when, and I'm wondering if there are DVDs to be bought anywhere. You can search for it. So, for example, give me a show. This is in alphabetical order, so.
I like 21 Jump Street was good.
21 Jump Street? Okay, well, I mean, we don't even have to search for it. 21 Jump Street, it was from 1987, and there are 3 different releases. So if we click on it, turns out it's season 1, 2, and 3. There were just 3 seasons of the Johnny Depp classic, 21 Jump Street. That goes for all sorts of other shows. And, you know, a lot of times there's special editions that you go like, oh, wait a second. You know, they've updated this. I own it, but I want something better. That's where you'll know. What you can also do is search for what's actually coming up. So, for example, as you can see, I think Dynasty, April 19th, so it's actually
that's pretty cool.
It's actually next week. So you see what's coming out this month and also next month. You just choose the month that you want. So you can definitely scoop all your friends because you'll be the person who's has your finger on the pulse, so to speak.
I didn't know they gave this information out, so you can see when it's coming out.
Isn't that great? Well,
That's
you went back in time a little bit, but
okay.
that was February.
Sorry.
But anyway, so what you can also do is if you're really, you know, sort of a DVD aficionado and you want to hear what other people have to say, you can read reviews of DVDs that came out a long time ago, DVDs that recently did, kind of a Chris Gore type stuff.
Nice.
But what I kind of liked the most was some sort of interesting DVD stats. The most DVDs that people own, recent DVDs that are very popular, and I'm going to ask you something. What do you think is the most popular DVD, the most requested DVD that is not yet available to buy?
Voltron.
Not Voltron.
Not Voltron.
One more guess.
Not yet available. Golden Girls.
No.
No.
The answer is Beverly Hills 90210. Yes, that's right. And you know, it's funny. I would never have thought of that, but now that I have, I'm like, you know, I think I would want it too.
I don't think I'd want that one.
If you want today's website link, it's a good one. It's at g4tv.com/the Sarah Lane Files. That's where all the cool kids hang out, Kevin.
That's right.
You can go there too.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Now let's take some phone calls. Damien joins us from Miami, Florida.
Hi, Damien.
Hey, Damien.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Thanks for having me on the show again.
Hey, no worries.
You've been with us before.
Yeah. When was the last time?
The last time I called in, I think it was for, I don't quite remember. The first time I called in was for cell phones, though. You guys are showing me some pretty cool cell phones.
Nice.
Well, why are you here this time, Damien?
Well, I want to find out, dude, if I can turn my monitor into a TV or my TV into a monitor.
Okay. So you're thinking you probably want to game or do something like computing or something on a bigger screen? Is that what you want?
Pretty much.
Or just consolidate.
Yeah. Have one you'd like that.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, you can do it. It depends on how old your TV is, though. What type of TV do you have right now?
Oh, let's go check. I have a Conkia.
While he's checking, wait, I know that in our lab says Philips and LG both make really good monitors.
For
I have a
plasmas.
Conka.
Yeah.
What is it?
Konka.
Conka.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of a Conka.
Where did you buy your Conka at?
At Walmart.
Oh, okay. Well, the thing is
Conka, who
that
knew? It's probably really cool.
if you're going to get video in there, there's a couple different ways to do it.
Yeah.
One way that I just tried out recently, I happen to have a DVI connector on the back of my TV, and so I was able to go right out of my video card on my computer and go DVI into my TV. Now, the only problem is that it's kind of really distorted. You don't get the right resolution.
Sometimes it looks really wonky.
The games get a little funky when you try to resize them like that, and it's not quite the best way to do it. If you don't have DVI, then you can get like a converter, that's something that will convert to standard video in, go video in. But then again, it's not. I don't know. I would recommend going with one of these newer, like the screens that we see in our labs from LG, and get a nice plasma that can support higher resolutions. You'll get a better experience overall, and that's probably the way to go.
You could throw out the Conka once and for all.
Never heard of Conka.
I'm sure it's really good. We're not making fun of you, Damien. Stick around. We'll read some of your questions from the chat room next.
Well, we take a look at those high scores from each round of our LAN party today.
Let's do it.
Okay, there they are. Fierce Toddler. Hey, the College Humors guys did good.
Pretty good.
They were second and third out of 3.
There's only 3.
Oh, no, there we go.
There we go.
Good job, guys.
Awesome.
7. We put a person that only killed 7 people on the high scores.
Well, there was some tough
Well,
competition.
I think he, yeah.
The College Humor guys were there. Thanks again, of
Good
course.
work, guys.
He's kind of got a Bumblebee-like shirt like mine.
Rarely do any of our guests
Not
make the top 6, so.
This is true.
Feel
this
proud.
is true. Fatality just wept. And if you didn't get to play this week, go to our website right now and register for next Thursday.
That's right.
We're going to have a little
Absolutely.
LAN party. All right. Questions from the IRC chat room.
Questions. Okay, first one from DJ Griffith789 says, what is the best P2P client AOTS has found? AOTS being us, of course.
What do you like, Kev?
I'm a Sherazov fan, but most importantly, I think lately for anything that I'm doing downloading-wise, it's Azarius and it's BitTorrent only. I mean, that's all I need.
I like Sherazov because, like you do, it's open source. It connects to a bunch of different clients. Your Nutella network, your eDonkey, and it has BitTorrent built in.
It's supposedly no major spyware, major adware,
well,
or anything
yeah,
like
it's
that.
all open source, so people can check that kind of thing, which is important. And then if you want just nice cross-platform compatibility, talking about like you want to use it on Linux or OS X or Windows, LimeWire Pro is always really nice. It's clean, it's simple, it's Java.
Would you say BitTorrent's the way to go, though, nowadays?
I mean, that's what most people are doing, yeah, totally. But I wouldn't use BitTorrent. I'd use Azarius like you do, or Azarius, or whatever they call it.
Yeah, there you have it.
Nice.
All right, moving on. James88 asks, is the DS still worth the $150 it costs?
You know, if it was worth it when it came out, then I guess it still is. But, you know, it all depends on if you're a DS kind of gamer.
No killer game yet that you really are like?
No, I mean, the Kirby game is the closest thing I've seen to a killer app, but I'm still not convinced it's a killer app necessarily. Again, if you're a DS, if you're a fan of DS-type games, you're going to love it. It's the best game, period. But I don't know that it's a killer app.
You getting a DS, Sarah?
No.
No?
No?
No DS.
But I do want a PSP.
No, not yet. I do want a PSP as well.
All right, well then put the 150 towards it. There you go.
You're right.
Attack of the Show is over for now, but don't worry. We actually paid some tiny elves to bake up a new batch of the show, and they're working on it as we speak.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better. I guess we'll be back tomorrow then.
Yeah. Big thanks to our guests from collegehumor.com and WB Interactive's Jason Hall. We'll see you later.
Bye!
Have to use the codes. BBA, BBA.
I've seen the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles naked. L1, L1. Zelda, naked.
Left, left, left.
Mario, no pants.
AB, AB. R1, R1, R1.
Lakers, naked. Master Chief, Pittsburgh Steelers, Manchester United.
But naked.
R1, 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 R1.
Get cheats and walk through strategies for God of War.
Your greatest challenge awaits.
We've got the strategies to defeat a god.
Tuesday night at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.